How you doing, YouTube? Silver Joker here. Hope everybody's having a wonderful evening. Okay, so I went and talked to my local coin store owner, Phil, today. I started my budget. Told you guys I was going to modify my budget. Didn't turn out quite the way I had planned, and I'll let you guys see what I picked up. And also, we had a little conversation about some of the issues with these high premiums and this silver not being as readily available as it has been in the past. So if you're interested in any of that, stick around.
Second key is the fact that you had a reduction in manufacturing. Basically, it's a manufactured good.
Right.
And on top of that, you had a bunch of new silver buyers jump into the market. And the combination of both has pretty much put a damper on the availability of silver. But I believe it'll correct itself in time.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see a little bit of freeing up of physical silver being available for people that really want to, come in and have access to it and not call all around town and everybody's getting the same answer. It's like just out of it, it comes and goes very quickly. I think another month we should see a little bit of the physical silver freeing up, so people that want it can come in and get it on a more of a regular basis.
Yeah. And I said I was gonna get $2.
I think it's 4.
That's not gonna happen today.
We do run out on a fairly regular basis, but fortunately, it somehow works its way back in. We're able to buy from people that have bought it from us in the past, or people that have decided it's time to sell. It's funny how sometimes it works.
Yeah.
Sometimes when silver goes down, as far as the spot price goes down, people that have been holding on to it feel that they don't want it to go down any further, so they kind of put a stop onto where they want to sell it, and they start selling it as it moves down. You would think that most people would sell as it goes up.
Right.
We have a lot of sellers that as a minimum they want to see it go down past, so that they want to sell out before it hits the minimum. We have seen a decline in the spot price. Now it's starting to, I think, taper off. I think actually it's starting to move up again a little bit. Because if you're buying silver on the ups and downs, you're going to buy it high, you're going to buy low, but over time you're going to accumulate. And that's the whole idea, is to accumulate wealth, not to try to create wealth in terms of buying it low and then selling it high and then whatever. The idea is to do something on a regular, continual basis. And continue to do that for a period of years, and you'll surprise yourself on what you can accumulate over time. And keep in mind too that there always has to be a buyer on the other side of silver.
Right.
So the sellers look for high dollars in terms of what the expectation might be of where they want silver to end up. But given that, you still have to have a buyer that's willing to think that silver is going to go even higher than that high number to invest in it, because unless it's mandatory use in manufacturing or whatever, it's basically you're buying it because you think it's going to hold value or it's going to go up in value. And that's where the high numbers that are thrown around, you have to realize there has to be buyers that think it's even going to go higher than that to have that substantiate a high number and keep it at a high number.
So. Well, that was going to be the point I was going to make, is that get those high numbers and maintain them.
Yes.
I can't just dip into that briefly and come. So, but there's always going to be a need for physical silver, because it's done in manufacturing. I mean, Samsung and Tesla's not going to close their doors because silver goes to $1,000 an ounce. I mean, that's not. They're going to have to buy it no matter where it goes in order to stay in business. So there's always going to be.
If you buy it at $1,000 and you sell it for $1,020, are you going to invest $1,000 to make $20 in for every time you buy an ounce of silver, or whatever your markup is? But it might, if you're making a 2% margin or whatever you're doing, it gets to a point where it isn't a good business model when it gets very, very high, because there's a lot of it out there, and
That's a fantastic point there, and I think that's a point that is not really brought up a lot.
it's one of those things, and we've often alluded to this. Once you have silver in your possession, you really have no control over what it's worth. I mean, you basically look at the world market and say, well, what is an ounce of silver worth today? What does the world value an ounce of silver today? And it is a world commodity. It's just not, within the borders of any particular country, but it has really nothing to do with the individual that owns it. I mean, they don't assign a value to it. They basically have to jump on board and say, this is what my silver's worth today or tomorrow or next week or next year. And they have to roll with that. I mean, there's nothing, you can't beat yourself up over something that you have no control over.
Absolutely.
And that's where, if you're into it for wealth, then just the accumulation of wealth is what you're after, not profit in terms of you're just parking money in a place where you can get money out of down the road.
For people who say, silver doesn't have that kind of potential, I think that's a kind of a lesson to them that there is potential there. I mean, is silver gonna make anybody rich? I mean, who knows? I mean, who knows what the future's gonna bring? If we go by just silver's performance over the years, we've seen the spikes with the the 80s with the Hunt brothers and that kind of stuff, and with the the financial stuff in the 2008 to 2011, we saw the housing bubble and all that kind of stuff. So those things spiked then, but those were extraordinary circumstances, just like now. So I guess we shouldn't be surprised if silver spiked up to those kind of 46, like they did in the past because of what's going on there. There's always going to be a buyer for this. You don't have to really search for a buyer for your bullion. There's going to be a buyer for that, and it doesn't matter, what you got. There's going to be a buyer for it. And it's good in a pinch because you can turn this right here into cash almost immediately and take care of whatever you need to do.
Basically same day type service.
And then to reinvest is easy too. You just go back and whenever you get your finances back to where you can do it, just go back and buy more silver. I mean, it's as easy as that, really, literally just that easy. I guess the whole point is, we're having troubled times now as far as premiums going. People are not certain, which direction they need to go. I can't advise them on that. I mean, I'm no financial advisor, but I'm telling you what I'm going to do. I'm going to adjust my budget like I did today, and I'm going to buy this amount of silver here, and reluctantly leave this here because ordinarily it's hard to do, but I have to do it because I need to really keep some of my powder dry. That's what we say in stacking, keep our powder dry so I can buy some when spot price becomes a little more, oh my goodness, becomes a little more, and where did this come from, Phil? You had that head in there. Okay, well, I'm going to have to, can't put anything back. All right, Phil, I appreciate your time, my friend. I'll be back down here and we'll be buying some more silver, soon because I think these things are going to stabilize.
They will. I think it's still a wise investment.
Right.
Like I say, whatever small amount people can do, it's something you've done positive. It's always going to, I think, be a positive experience.
Absolutely, I think so too. All right, thanks a lot, Phil.
All right, sure.
All right, silver's not really meant to make you rich. If silver goes to $1,000 an ounce, fantastic. If it goes to $500 an ounce, $100 an ounce, $50 an ounce, that would be great. But not to have silver go to these huge swings. I mean, that's not really beneficial for the long-term stacker. Long-term stacker, and this is just my point of view, would be the gradual rise in value of silver until the point in time when we're ready to use our silver for our everyday life. Because silver is that. It is a hedge against future inflation. It is a safe place to put your finances, your money, your hard-earned wealth. It's a safe place to put it, and it's going to be a place that's going to always have value. I appreciate you guys stopping by. I appreciate all the love, all the positive comments that I get, all the positive feedback that I get. It just encourages me, inspires me to make these videos and go do the things that I do. And my channel's growing. It is growing by leaps and bounds. And I just think it's because the information that we put out resonates, and we want to continue to do that. So those thumbs up that you guys give me is really beneficial for my channel. It helps me to get the videos to more eyeballs, and that just helps me to bring these videos to you guys. And if you subscribe, you can see more, ring that bell, you'll be notified as soon as I put out another video. And that's important because I'm starting to put out a few more videos than I have in the past. Got a little bit more time to do that. I'm starting to get a little better at the editing and a little faster at the editing. So you'll see some of those changes come. And I just enjoy this time with you guys. I enjoy sharing some of what I've learned with you guys in hopes that it will help you in forming your own style. Like I said in the last video, I want the information I give you to inform your thinking and not lead it. You make your own decisions about where you want to go with your finances. You might decide to go in a different direction, but that's entirely up to you. The world's a huge place, a lot smaller than we think. We're a lot closer together than we realize we are. So, the only way we can combat these situations that's going to arise is to do it together. So anyway, keep stacking. Peace.